takes you down to the raw essence of life. Just so much life thrown in together and close and mashed in. Everyone's close in their bodies. And then I guess their masks that they put on is with one eye looking out.
The topic of space interests me. The idea, well, we all deal with space in an urban environment. We all think of space, we all covet space, we all fight for space, we all want space, more space. But space also can be thought of in psychological terms. I mean, you can be like close to somebody like this, but have like a wall up, and I think that often happens in an urban environment, and that really fascinates me. I think, if I look at different scenarios in the city, urban scenarios, urban spaces, and how people interact, it could be really like fascinating, I think, to depict and to explore, through painting. I think I'd like people to see a little bit of what I see. I mean, one role of art, I think, is to guide people in some way, to give them a glimpse of what the artist sees.
When I look into your eyes, I see fireflies flying faster than the light inside our minds. Electrically, we all believe in the same things. If you believe, then I'll believe you. When I listen to your voice, I hear melodies in perfect unison, in perfect harmony. Instinctively, we all believe in the same things. If you believe, then I'll believe you. All of us are talking.
The plan is, it's an exercise in doing something that you're afraid to do or embarrassed about. So I'm going to talk to this crowd over here behind us and ask them to clap when I say, I'm a New York City artist and I'm doing a portrait of New York. It's finished. I'd like to unveil it for you. And when I unveil it, if you could all clap and cheer, then I'd appreciate it. So, a little nervous.
Couple weeks. If anyone's interested, I'll be here and I can send you the information. Thank you very much. I went to the MoMA and I was just walking through one of the spaces, the interstitial spaces in the MoMA, and there was a couple sitting on a bench and one painting in the background, and the floor was like this black marble or travertine or something, and you could see them reflected in the floor, and they're each sitting on either side of the bench, and they weren't even facing each other. They were on their cell phones or something. And for me, it was really kind of emblematic of today's sort of paradox of communication, and like this idea that we're physically close, but sometimes we're off in cyberspace, And in the background there was this painting, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is like the past, the present, and maybe even the future, because the space was so empty, it almost seemed like a ghost-like environment. Hi. Mike's not in today? Not in? Okay. Did he leave some broken cell phone parts for me? Right here? Yeah. Okay. This must be it here. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, this is good stuff. I could use this to make a lot of art. Look at this. It's a
a lot of people without cell phones at the moment.
All of us are talking, all of us are talking, all of us are talking, but none of us remembers how to speak. All of us are walking, all of us are walking, all of us are walking, but none of us are using our feet.
I don't know if you've ever been there like on a Sunday or anything, but on a beautiful day, it's jam-packed and everyone seems to organize themselves geometrically, almost with equidistant, as if there was some kind of formula, you know, for a typical body buffer zone. And you know, there's this distance, and yet everyone wants to be together, yet they're apart. You know, and they don't want to be any closer than this specific distance. And I found that to be fascinating, and I wanted to kind of sketch it out and see what it looked like.
Okay, so I talked to the cops, and we can set up over there. They can't give us permission, but we can set up there at our own risk. If a busker comes, then we have to move pretty much.
When you're riding the subway, for example, you're on that platform and the train grinds to a halt and the doors open and you're confronted with this wall of people. It can be so intimidating sometimes and so confrontational in a way. For me, that's like a snapshot of what it is to be in New York. It's, you know, this challenge, this, like, they're issuing this silent challenge to you, you know, just you try, like, you know, come on in and try, bring it on, you know, like, can you get in here and make your own space, you know, do you have what it takes to make it in New York, right? If you can get in and make your space on that train, you can make it in the city, right? That kind of thing. So that moment to me is fascinating, and I wanted to capture that moment when the doors open on the subway platform and you're confronted with that wall of people and they're all issuing that silent challenge, you know. You know, on the one hand, you know, I think another aspect of that particular moment that's interesting to me is how people in public seem to wear these public masks, and they put up a wall. We all know everyone's vulnerable, right? And everyone is afraid at times. Everyone has insecurities and that sort of thing. But you know, we don't often want to show it in public, and so I find that kind of intriguing, knowing that, you know, everyone has their humanity, and yet everyone seems so impersonal and has such a wall up in the subway. It's kind of comical for me, even.
We have a tribe in Africa, in Nigeria. They don't wear anything, naked. They go like this. Exactly, exactly. So it's a very good one.
And,
You're right.
and it's like
And
to
we-
be tough, you know.
Did you realize it was a subway train that he was painting?
Well, first I thought it was some kind of prison, similar, but yes, then I saw it was a subway. You know something? My daughter, we're not missing the next train.
Yeah.
My daughter puts on her subway face, which is "Don't come near me" face.
I like that it's urban steel, but it's also like, you know, it's, you got that humanity in there. A lot of humanity. Something natural. I like it, man.
Thank you.
Like it.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Okay.
Tell me your name.
Tony.
Tony.
Hey, take
Yeah,
care.
see you around.